welcome. Come on in, come on in. I trust you're all feeling well and that the weather has been good to you over the past week. It's been a mixed bag for me, but that's what you get. I live in England. Yeah, it's an island. It's got water all around it. Yeah. And predominantly our winds come from the southwest at this time of the year, and of course they come across the Atlantic and they bring us heaps of liquid sunshine is probably the best way to describe that. Anyway, welcome to this week's vlog. Now this is one of my problem logs. Basically my fat finger set the camera up wrong, and it's the second time I've tried to shoot this particular part of the country that I'm in. But so although it's a little bit of a time lapse, I have slowed it down and I hope it's not too bad for you. On the bright side, of course, if you ever wanted to know what Gary Captain Phillips looks like as a Keystone cop, you're in luck. I hope it doesn't distract too much from your enjoyment. So let's get on with it, shall we? So this is where we finally started our summer cruising. Leaving the moorings outside the Shady Oak and going under Bates Bridge, which while we were there had a little accident with a car. So by Shady Oak, and we are heading now towards Wharton Lock, which for those that have followed me will know that it's just after Wharton Lock there was the breach that kept us away from being able to, inverted commas, escape this part of the Shropshire Union Canal. Past the winding hole, that bit back on my new cratch cover. And here we have a melee of hands, all eager to get the paddles open, the lock filled, and get us underway. Including John, Captain Gary Phillips, and of course Carol. And the boater that wanted to come down the other way. Just coming up on our port side is where CRT brought all the machinery down to amend the breach. Just here, and on the right you can just see passing now the repair to the breach. Although it wasn't really that big, it is actually a very, very good and well engineered repair. For those of you who might wish to come this way, we're now going through a very scenic area, and this area is reputed to have many families of kingfishers. Sadly, because the camera's rolling, I didn't see any, but I am told they are there in abundance. To the right of our picture, as we come along this part, you will see a man-made hill. This is known as an aviation fuel distribution depot and was located adjacent to railways and received fuel by the rail tankers, which then dispatched them by road tanker to nearby airport military airfields. This one near Beeston Castle the storage is under the hill, and the entrances are on full view even now. The dumps serve fighter bases in Cheshire, parts of Shropshire and Wrexham. Although a double lock, the Beeston Iron Lock, which we are now entering, has got a very bad bow in it, and you are advised not to take more than one narrowboat in here at one point, otherwise you could end up tilting over one or both of the boats, which would be not a very good thing to do. The other thing to bear in mind with this lock is it's almost impossible to do single-handed because there is no ladder to get up, and you'd have to pull it in by ropes, and that is not also as easy as it might sound. I'm sure if you persevered you would do it, but it's best to wait for some help or have a crew member with you. Not far on, we come across the Beeston Stone Lock. Now this is a lovely little lock, and it has a lovely lock cottage on the port side as you enter it in this direction. That cottage appears to have been recently sold and is currently undergoing a renovation. The access though to this cottage is over the field that you can see on our port side. Not many people know that Gary Captain Phillips is in fact a fine athlete, and here he is showing off his prowess by doing the splits over a couple of lock gates. The journey from the Stone Lock to Chilston Lock, which is where we are now heading for, is perhaps one of the most delightful of this stretch of the canal. The scenery is absolutely stunning, and the approach itself to the lock is delightful, and it's one of the more picturesque locks that you will find on the Shropshire Union. We were in fact at this point now following another boat, and you can see clearly that they are now preparing the lock by releasing the water from inside, so that the gates can be opened and we can make our entry into that lock. So John and Carol just preparing the lock, aided and abetted by good old Gary Captain Phillips. Thanks guys. And here we are exiting that lock. Our next set of locks is a staircase lock at Bunbury. As we go under this bridge, on our right hand side, our starboard side, is the Anglo-Welsh Narrowboat Hire Company. Now it's worth noting that out of season they park their boats up to 3 abreast. It is very difficult not only to get past them sometimes, especially if there's another boat coming in the other direction, but also to find space to moor up to actually go to work the locks. You are therefore advised, should this be the case, to moor up under the bridge we've just gone under and walk. Unfortunately, it is then quite a walk. I'm sure there could be a better arrangement for this, but I've yet to become aware of it. You will note that I have in the past done the Bunbury shuffle coming down with these locks and explained about them, so I'll direct you to that at the end of this video should you wish to see them in more detail. This was quite an emotional staircase lock to deal with. It was time to say goodbye to all these lovely friends that I've made and to go all our separate ways for our summer cruising. I'm sure that we will be all meeting up in the not too distant future, but until then, it's time to go past the buildings which used to house all the horses, to open the throttle just a little bit and make our way in the direction of the Middlewich Canal, which is where you'll find me in next week's vlog. Well, there we go. Fantastic. Thanks so much to John and Angie, for Gary and Steve for accompanying me and Carol as we left to depart on our little break to escape the confines of the Shropshire Union Canal, which was subject to a breach and kept us in check for so long. It's great to have every one of you with me. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for being a member of my Facebook family. And just before I go, I'd just like to remind you that on Tuesday the 20th of this month, which is July, at 7 PM, Foregone Narrowboating will be back with our special guests. Yes, yes. That's right, it's Mark and Debbie from Weldeck Diaries. It's proven to be a very, very popular choice, and I'm sure that everyone will enjoy their joining us in our virtual pub, where I'm sure there'll be a nice right pint. So that just leaves me to thank you all again for watching, to wish you all the best of health over the coming week, to wish you and all your families a very pleasant summer if you're in the northern hemisphere. I hope the winter's not too bad if you're in the southern, but wherever you are, please do take care of yourselves and keep safe. And until we meet again next week, ta-da.